Okay, guys, so Ozal is going to explain to us how to do the walkthrough.
All right, just help explain along the way, Gary, if you can.
Sure.
Okay. Okay, so first, it's gonna call on the main function. Like every program calls the main function. So it's gonna display the start construction, and thus its output. And then it's gonna set int num equals to 0. So for the variable of main, int num will equal to 0. And then it's gonna create an object called bb uh, with a value of 10. So if we go up to its constructor, b int of n, which is int of 10, it's gonna display.
No,
It's gonna
no,
display.
just press the A.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's gonna actually since bb created an object of b with the value of 10, and since it has an instance of class A, it's gonna create uh, the constructor of A first. So if you go to the no zero arg constructor of A, which you can see here. Yeah, it's gonna call on B's IEH constructor. So it's gonna be, yeah. So yeah, it's gonna call the constructor function, and then the int num of A is gonna equal to 5. So this is like b.ieh.num. b.ieh.num is gonna equal to 5 basically. Let me change that. So that's gonna equal to 5, and then it's gonna display a num. So then it goes a to 5, a to 5. Yeah. So if you go back, so the the object b of IH finally got constructed. After it got constructed, uh, the bb of with the value of 10 is gonna construct. So it's gonna call the one argument constructor. So then the first thing it's gonna do is display the parameters, which is b of 10. So it displays b of 10. And then it changes its member variable to the value of 10, n, which is 10. And then it calls b's IEH function of change. So if you look down here, it calls IEH.change, which goes right here. And IEH.change, it just reduces A's value of num by -1. So if you look at num's value, which we took note of, it was 5. So now it's -1 equals to 4. So it changes to 4. So now b's IEH's num now equals to 4. So that's it. That's the constructor function. So if you go back to main, it did all of that, but then it creates another object in the main function, which is bb of b, which equals to b. So in this uh, um, so in this class, what it first does is, of course, it's gonna create the instance of a first within bb. So once we go to the A's constructor again, num is equal to 5, A is gonna equal to 5. So it's gonna display 5 again, A to 5. So after it does that, you can see it here again. See, it calls num equals 5 is A to 5. So after it does that, it's going to call on the copy constructor of B, which is right here. And you can see it here. Okay, that's B, and this is BB. So it calls on the copy constructor of src, oh no, src, which is equal to B. Okay, wait, it's actually a bit of a mix-up. It's BB, BB, BB is B, and the src is actually B. Okay, whatever. This is actually a better way. So src is equal to the B object, as you can see. So it'll display, the first thing the copy constructor will do is output the CCB, and then it'll copy src.num into the instance, into BB's instance of num. So if you look down here, so yeah, so the num will equal to src.num, which is b.num, and b.num is 10. So now B contains the variable of 10, which is right here. So now IEH equals to src.IEH. So if you can recall, we already made the constructor of IEH for both BB and BEE. So what this is going to do is it's going to copy bb.ieh to basically b.ieh. So when you're doing that, it's going to call the operator equals to. Operator equals to, instead of the copy constructor, it actually calls on the operator equals to function, because the object's already been made. So where are we? Well, shit, I lost myself.
Happens to the best of us.
So the operator equals to.
Yeah, it's gonna call on the operator equals instead of the copy constructor.
So yeah, so the first thing the operator equals to thing, operator equals to function's gonna do is display a equals to source.num, which is b.num. So b.num is 10. Oh no. Oh sorry, this is b.ieh.num. Oh wait, no. Where am I?
Yeah, it is b.ieh.num. So b.ieh.num is 4, right?
Okay, yeah. Oh yeah. It's calling a is operator equals to, right? So it's gonna copy a of b.ieh.num,
which is 4.
So b's.ieh of num is equal to 4. So you get. Oh no. At this point, I think it's equal to 5.
No, it's 4 because it
yeah, at this point it's equal to 5.
No, it says 4 on my thing, dude.
No, it says 4 here because afterwards it calls IH.change, right?
On my output it says 4. Like when I compile this.
Yeah, it equals to 5.
No, it equals to 4.
Let's compile it and see.
I did compile it. Look at this.
Okay, yeah, it equals to 4. Okay, did we do the IH.change thing? Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah,
so yeah, it equals to 4. So I actually made a mistake here. It actually equals to 4. So then they just return the object, which is return this. So now the copy constructor is done, or actually the copy constructor is done. So that's the end of BB equals to B, and next is just gonna display what's there, the overloads variable tracking displays that, and then it does bb.disp ampersand num. So from the main function, as you can see, it calls bb.disp ampersand num. What it does is it passes the address of num. So, and bb.disp should take a pointer, which is pointer k, and you can see it here. No, where is it? There, void disp int pointer k. Since we're passing the address, yeah, it'll accept it. So if you can recall, it's 0 in main, int num equals to 0, and we just passed in that num. And the first thing it'll do is call bb.ieh.disp function. So, and it'll pass in the ampersand num, which is the num in main. So you can see it here. See bb.ieh.disp right here. So it calls that function, and in that function, what it does is it changes ampersand num to ampersand num equals to 1. So it's just basically changing, it's passed by reference, so it's basically changing the value to 1. So it changes it to 1. So so back to disp. So after that, k equals to ampersand num. So before you could see it did star k, so that means it holds an address of something. But since they did k equals to ampersand num within b, so now it actually equals to bb.num. So it actually holds the address of bb's num. So you can see it here. See, first it changed the num in main, and now it changed to the num in bb. And the num in bb is equal to 10. I think at this point it's equal to 10. Yeah. So it's equal to 10. But at the next line, it changes it to 6. So you can see it here. It changes it to 6. So, yeah. Changes it to 6, and then it calls the operator's display function, which is the disp function. So this is actually a global function outside of main, or declared somewhere else. Yeah, it's like declared outside of the classes and outside of main. So it's a global function. So it passes in the ampersand num, the address of bb.num, and it minuses it by 1.
It doesn't minus it by 1, it makes it -1.
Oh, yeah. It actually doesn't matter because it's passed by value. It's not passed by address or reference.
Yeah, like,
So
like if
passed by
like,
value. It's not going to change anything. So its num is still going to equal to 6. It's not going to equal to 5. So, and is that the end? Yeah, and that's the end of the disp function. So going back to our main. See, if you completed this function, and then it goes main, it displays main, and then num. So num changed to 1 because of the disp function. And then it just displays the deconstruction. And then yeah. So it's gonna destruct the object. It's first in, last out. So this object was created last. It's actually last in, I don't know, it's weird. Either way, you just have to remember that the last object that you made is
will
gonna
be the first one destroyed.
Yeah, to be the first one to be destroyed. And it's gonna destroy B first. So before even destroying the instance of A, it's gonna actually destroy B first. So it's actually gonna destroy BB first. So BB contains the value of 6. So, and the deconstruction displays the num. So B is equal to 6. So, and then it's going to destroy bb's.ieh. It's going to destroy bb.ieh, the instance of A. So if you can remember, that is equal to 4. So it deconstructs A and then 4. And then it goes to B. So B is going to deconstruct first. The B.B is going to deconstruct first, which is 10. Yeah, it deconstructs first. And then the instance of A within B is going to deconstruct next. And that is 4. So yeah, you can see when you compile this program, it's exactly like that.
Good stuff.
Yeah. That's it.